Hello and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, a lot of the time on this channel we go over music. Well, all of the time on this channel we go over music. But before I started to delve into that, I'd spent a lot of the more time kind of focusing on games as a whole. And today I kind of want to go back to doing that just for a bit. We might touch into that every so often because I want to talk about my favourite game this year so far. You're going to know what it is actually because of the title of the video. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is my favourite game this year and has probably been the best game I have played since Baldur's Gate 3, and that is big praise from me, big praise from me, because I should say that last year I played through Metaphor, Arithmetasio. I love that game. I'm a big Atlas fan, I'm a big Persona fan, but I feel like Clair Obscur has even surpassed that for me at this moment. I haven't really formatted what I'm going to say in this video. I've kind of just turned the camera on and we're just going to figure out what I'm kind of thinking and feeling of the game so far. But I guess the point of this video is to encourage you, if you've not tried it or not thought to try it, give it a go. It's on Game Pass. It's definitely worth your time. It's such a strange one for me because it kind of mirrors, for me personally, Baldur's Gate in a sense that I didn't think about Baldur's Gate at all until it released. Like, I kind of knew of it and then kind of heard there was a lot of hype around it. I didn't buy it until like 2 weeks after it came out because I thought, I don't know if I want to invest in this. Then I decided to, and it's in my top 5 games of all time, Baldur's Gate 3. And it's the same for this. I watched one trailer for it, and it was like a PlayStation trailer for it, and it was basically talking about the voice cast of the game, which is phenomenal, by the way. So that's what I was seeing in this trailer. I was a big, I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. I played through Final Fantasy 16. I saw a trailer with like Ben Starr and stuff in it. So I was like, well, I want to know what he's up to. So, and then I saw the trailer for this game and saw it was kind of like a story-based game that had a good cast. But that's kind of all I thought about it. I actually thought, okay, that will be okay, but I probably won't play it or whatever. Now I have, and it's been such a huge surprise. It's been kind of, I don't want to call it a sleeper. I think it's been a sleeper for a lot of people. I know a lot of people have been aware of it, like a sleeper hit, the game. I was not aware of it at all. Going through that voice cast that we're talking about, when you've got Jennifer English, obviously, of Baldur's Gate 3, played Shadowheart, which was one of my favourite characters in that game. One of my favourite. I love the star in as well. Kirsty Ryder, Shayla Ninks. There was other really good voice actors as well who played more minor roles. Obviously, you got Andy Serkis as well. Everyone knows who Andy Serkis is and what he's done. Not listen to him read the audiobooks of Lord of the Rings. You should. And also, obviously, Ben Starr, which we spoke about. And I want to give some specific time to Charlie Cox, who plays Gustav. It's been kind of strange to see kind of all the buzz around this game and seeing that he's not kind of been able to promote it at all because obviously he's doing Daredevil right now, so he's busy. But he delivers such a brilliant performance in this game, and I think he should really be up for, Performer of the Year when it comes to the Game Awards, because he really delivers a really, really nice balance of a person who is a leader, but also tender and caring and really thoughtful. He's such a nice range in his performance, and I think this may actually be his first ever VA role, and he's done a brilliant job, a really, really brilliant job, and I think he deserves proper plaudits for that because it's been fantastic. But going on from how surprising this game is, it's visually incredible. Like, obviously the mix of the painting art style is really, really nice, and how it's, you look at it, sometimes when I'm playing it I just stop and look, and the frames look like it's been pulled from like a dream or something, and just the kind of the difference of the vibrancy of colours and certain zones that you go into, which I really, really like. Obviously it's got kind of references to France as well, and of course this game is made by Sandfall, which is a French developer, so I really like they kind of really brought their roots and who they are into this game, and you really, really feel it, and it feels very authentic in that sense because of they put their own influence and themselves into this game, and I love that. Combat as well, really refreshing, really fun, fast paced. I think it's probably the most fun I've had in a turn-based combat since Persona 5, because it's so quick. Persona 5 is really, really fast. And this game's really, really fast as well, but it adds on, you know, the combos and the quick times and the perfect parries as well. Oh, the parries. Oh, when you hit a perfect parry, it sets off the dopamine receptors in my brain, and I adore it. It's so addictive, and it's so much fun. And this game is hard too. Like, it's not a pushover. Obviously, you can play it on low difficulty, whatever. You can really get punished if you keep missing those parries, and the timings aren't obvious at all. You kind of get the hang of it a little bit, but then after you start getting the hang of it, the game kind of introduces something else to you, and then you kind of got to think about more things, and then you kind of don't do consistently as well because you've got more things to consider, but then you learn and then something else gets added. It's really, really well designed in that sense. Now, admittedly, I'm in Act 2 at the moment, so I've not even played the whole game. I'm still here making this video gushing about it, telling you to play it. The story so far has been really intriguing. Really, really intriguing. I'm not going to go into any spoilers for the game, but just the balance of kind of, you know, morality, kind of grief, identity, perseverance, duty, like, it's all there within all of these characters in all of these settings that they're in. It's a deeply philosophical and kind of psychological game, and it does not feel in any sense pretentious or like it doesn't deserve to be. You know, all of those kind of deep moments are earned by it, and it really earns the attention that it gets from the people playing it. Also, you know what, as well, like, I think the completionist rate for this game is like 50 hours or something. I really appreciate a game that's not a million hours long, particularly at my big old age, and I love that because you don't feel like you're stuck kind of grinding forever, or you've got a huge amount of game to get through. It's nice that it's fairly, you know, it's not massively long, which is kind of refreshing, seeing the amount of games that we get that are 200 hours long or whatever is mad. I mean, I loved Meds 4, but it took me a year to beat it. So, because, you know, I got other things on, like making these videos. Why am I making this? First of all, I'm a big fan of video games, right? So when one does extremely well, I would like to come on and gush about it and recommend that other people try it. But also, in this game in particular, so this is Sandfall, which is a new studio that broke apart from, I think it was Ubisoft, create a brand new IP which has set records, universally praised and loved. This doesn't happen often, and I think it's fair to try and, you know, direct people to giving this game a go, particularly as it's on Game Pass as well. The point of this video is to encourage you to play it, obviously, but also to kind of celebrate how much this is like a rare win, you know, for gaming. This is a single player game, no microtransactions at all, a succinct experience, very, very little performance issues I've had, very minor stuff. The game ran pretty much perfectly from the moment I pressed play. I've not had to spend time in the settings adjusting anything at all, and I've been deeply engrossed with it immediately. It's such a refreshing thing, and I feel like this is something that we were used to, you know, several years ago, but not as much now, I suppose. So just to celebrate how brilliant this game is. Another thing that inspired this video, I've seen online a lot of discourse, particularly on TikTok and stuff, of whether Clair Obscur Expedition 33 will be Game of the Year. Now, obviously, Game of the Year is completely arbitrary. It doesn't really matter, right? Like, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that your game's good or bad. If you get Game of the Year or if you don't, who cares? You shouldn't really make games to chase awards. That's not the point. But, in my point of view, I think Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is guaranteed, almost guaranteed, to be Game of the Year for me. And the reasons are, like the reasons I listed, which, you know, the incredible setting that it's in, the incredible art style that it has, the amazing kind of reimagining of turn-based combat, the authenticity it feels, the deep psychological and philosophical kind of story it has, the amazing characters, how well the voice acting performances are throughout everyone. It's, you know, it's a brand new IP as well, which is going to be kind of huge for winning awards. All of those things too. But I see a lot of, and I don't really want to compare games too much, not because, well, because I haven't played every game, but I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, I think, won't it be Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Would it be Split Fiction? Would it be Ghost of Yotei, which obviously comes out later? Now, for me, the reason why Clair Obscur will win Game of the Year above Kingdom Come Deliverance, above Split Fiction, and probably above anything else, is the story. And I'm not talking about the story of the game, I'm talking about the story of how the game was made. I'm talking about how a group of developers who are, as I said, believe was working for Ubisoft, decided to leave the corporate overlords and start their own studio and create their own game. And through creating their own game, they created a game that not only topped, you know, the Xbox charts, it topped the PlayStation charts, it topped the Steam charts, it sold out all of its physical copies. This is the Game of the Year, whether it wins the award or not. But that story of these developers that break away from the corporation to make their own thing, and it becomes wildly successful. Award shows are going to love that. They're going to eat that up, right? No other game has done that. I don't think any other game has ever done. Well, maybe there probably is, but there's no game that has done that recently. And the awards are going to want to celebrate that. Okay, this complete kind of breakaway from what games are doing. This is a complete, succinct, single-player experience with no microtransactions, with no people in boardrooms trying to think about how can we keep engagement, how can we keep people playing a game for longer. This is an experience that you sit through in one go, or you play through once or twice, and then you're done with it. But it's sold, and it's an independent studio, but it's been the best-selling game of the year. It ran out of physical copies. Like, what does this tell to the rest of the industry that are spending so much time wasting their time and making hero shooters that nobody wants? It shows to the industry that maybe creativity and new IPs are what we're craving. So giving the award to that sentiment, I think, is more than guaranteed. Also, you're not only awarding, you know, a brilliant game that deserves Game of the Year, but you're awarding the studio that has defied the gaming industry. Like, that story in itself is going to be worthy of the award. Not only that, and I know it's not about, the gaming awards aren't about that, but let's be real, like, this is what all awards are, you know, it's about finishing that fairy tale, you know, and it is a fairy tale story, Sandfall, and the fairy tale ending is getting the award, which I think they will get. I mean, look, you never know. Obviously, I know nothing. Who am I? But it's just in my opinion, and I think so. Also, people saying Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now, I've got nothing against the game. I've not actually got around to playing it yet, so I can't criticise it at all. But I do think, as it's a sequel that might hold it back a little, because it's not on a whole new. We've got to bear in mind that Clair Obscur is a whole new IP, right? So we've kind of seen Kingdom Come Deliverance before. Will that make a difference? Possibly. I think that's possibly the same as well with Split Fiction. It Takes Two, also won Game of the Year fairly recently, so that might hold it back too. Ghost of Yotei, I mean, if it was absolutely unbelievably good, then possibly, but I don't see that really happening. I just think because of the story of how the game was made, it's such a departure from the other games. It sets the standard again. It's this is what it is, and this is the reason why Baldur's Gate 3 tore up the awards in 2023. And I know a lot of people who didn't know about Baldur's Gate 3 were surprised about it, is because it was a shift in the industry. Baldur's Gate 3 was the bar setter for single-player RPGs. Like, it was the best that has been released in a long time. In a long, long time, up to the point where I think some developers were even saying how unrealistic Baldur's Gate 3 was, or something like that, if I remember correctly. It raised the bar of a single-player RPG as to a standard that has not been hit before. Clair Obscur, does it set the bar for single-player RPGs? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But is it a shift in the industry, the gaming industry? I think it is. Because it's not some cookie-cutter hero shooter that was designed by Suits in a corporate meeting, and the focus was on engagement, numbers, and microtransactions. This was a game that was made by people who care about games. This was a game that was made by people that care about art. This is a game that was made by people that care about people who play games, and telling a story to the best of their ability. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is the celebration of the art that comes from games and art that comes from stories, and for that reason I think it deserves to be Game of the Year, and for all the other reasons that I've said, I think it will win Game of the Year unless something incredible comes out, which would be great, because then we get several great games this year, which would be really good. Like 2023 was a hell of a year. Let me know what you think of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Have you played it? Have you not? You should. If you haven't, give it a go. It may, obviously not every game's for everyone, but it's definitely worth your time. If it's not your Game of the Year, in your opinion, which is completely fine, what do you think? What is? Let me know in the comments below. But having said all of that, thank you all for watching if you watched up to this point. If you enjoyed the video like this, let me know, and I'll think of making more in the future. But having said all of that, thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.